Hello, my friends. It's been kind of quiet on this here YouTube channel, and I wanted to explain that and also give just a brief update on kind of where I've been focusing my energies and how I'm trying to advance my career as a writer. First off, why has it been quiet on this channel? I was doing some good regular publishing there, and it is because 2 weeks ago I dropped my laptop. It was in a bag and it fell onto some hardish carpet, but not that bad. But the screen wouldn't turn on anymore. So I began the frustrating process of trying to figure out how I could get it fixed. In the process of that, found out that it's still under warranty because go Costco and go me being intelligent and getting a warranty on it. So unfortunately, that's a very slow process, it turns out, to get it repaired or replaced. I'm not sure what exactly. Um, but yeah, I sent it in. They've had it for a week. I haven't had any word as to whether it's underway yet. It could be a while. So I'm using a replacement laptop that we have here at the house. We've traded around between anybody who needs a laptop for whatever reason, for school or whatever. This laptop does not have my software bundle that my other really good machine has on it. I've invested a lot of time, a lot of effort into really keeping that machine working great and having what it needs. I don't have my video editing software on this machine that I'm using now. So I don't feel comfortable making the quality of video I was able to make for the last little while. I want to put more effort into putting out good quality stuff. So I do appreciate patience. I appreciate those of you who are just showing up at my channel and finding out what this is all about, which is free audiobooks all over the place, plus the writer's journey and some writing tips as well. I do plan on doing the Anatomy of Action Part 3, the skin, and then doing a wrap-up video, and then I want to do some deep dives into a couple of writing tip things that I think can really help writers with perspective and some word choice and some actually sculpting story. So I'm really looking forward to doing all that. I just need an editing software, and this computer is far too anemic to be able to handle that. I also don't want to pay for the editing software again to get it on this computer. Anyway, but it's both that I don't want to pay for it. And if there was a way around that, I still wouldn't want to put it on this computer. I think it would slow it down. So that's why the silence for so long. It's going to be a minute. But if I make some progress or hit some milestones before my old computer or my good computer comes back, I'll come back and do another quick video like this. Updates on what's going on here. So I'm still, let's see. So I turned off my ads. I was advertising my Finding Home series on Facebook. Facebook ads are widely held to be one of the most effective ways to advertise books. I've heard good anecdotes about BookBub, which is a book website essentially. They have a great deal of reach. I've heard anecdotes that it's really good to market there too, but I did a week-long or 2-week-long experiment there and didn't really do very well. My ads on Facebook for the Finding Home series did pretty well, but never really turned a profit. One day out of, I think I ran it for 4 or 5 weeks. One day out of that turned a profit. The rest were just under. I spent $10 a day and didn't make $10 a day. So that's not good. I'm not in as deep a hole as I could have been because I was making some sales and some buy through, but it wasn't working. And I feel like I did pretty well with optimizing the ads and optimizing my detail page to the landing page where people go when they click on the ad. It just makes me think, two things. I need a mentor to really guide me to make sure I'm not really messing this up and short selling my books. But also I think, I know the Finding Home series is really good and I'm passionate about it and I can usually move them pretty well in person. But they're not exactly mainstream. They're not the most mainstream contemporary fiction. And it's a multitude of genres. It's coming of age fiction, YA, contemporary fiction, it's feel good, inspirational, transformative stuff, but it's just not mainstream. So that may be the issue there. So yeah, I've turned off the ads there. I did have a BookBub featured deal. Like I said, BookBub is this book website. I really recommend it. It's cool. They have a deal where I think it's like over 100,000 people who actually engage with their emails. It's some huge number of people who engage with their emails advertising these deals. And if you can get a BookBub featured deal, you typically will make your fee back, even if you do it for free. The fee's a little lower if you do a free promotion. I didn't do a free promotion. I did a 99-cent promotion on Laconia, book 1 of the Guide and the Sword trilogy. And it got 700 downloads, which should have been at least $300 because it was 30% of the royalty. But there must be some other way that people are able to download these books that doesn't pay me. Maybe it's Kindle Unlimited. I don't know. Because I made about 180 on or 150 on downloads alone. And then for buy through, to read through to the rest of the series, I was able to make more off that and off of Kindle pages read and stuff. I have not made my fee back for the BookBub, which is unfortunate and kind of disappointing. But again, they're not the most mainstream books that exist out there. They're a little longer as well. So I'm put a pause on the selling efforts I make that cost money, and am going to pivot now for a little while and experiment with free things that I can do, like trying to do things on social media, but without going too nuts on it. Not going after likes, but going after something that tells the story about the stories that I'm trying to move out there. So we'll see. But also I do know, as I said on a previous video, that my previous books were the books I needed to write. They were burning through me and I needed to get them out. And that was great, and I could be very productive. But because of that, I feel like they're not the most mainstream, and now it's phase 2 where I try to write mainstream. So that leads me to the other part of the update today, that I am writing a mainstream romance book. It's going really well. It's hard to get motivation to write right now because I have been just pulled in every direction by the other important circumstances of life, prioritizing, family and my church responsibilities and community responsibilities, which has been pretty exhausting. I also still pursue acting. In fact, I did an acting gig on just earlier this week. Had a great experience. It was a training video that I was working on, but real acting required. I was acting. It was just a two-person scene. I was there for 4 or 5 hours, 4 hours, I think it was. And it was a really good time. And it was nice to know that I still have it, the acting ability. And also, boy, the lady I acted across was just marvelous. Oh, I was very inspired by how good she was. So, in any case, I am working on a romance book. I am going to join my wife in Philadelphia tomorrow. I'm flying out tomorrow morning, and I'll be there in the early evening, and we're going to spend a few days there. She's finishing a legal education week there. We'll come back late Sunday night. I am hoping to sleep enough tonight so that I stay awake on the plane so I can write on the plane. I would love to get a lot of word count down for this book. I'm loving it, and I'm loving finding that my writing process really can apply to books that are different, and even these mainstream books. But I need to be intentional about the structure because it's a romance book, and it's a full-on mainstream romance book. I can tell you about it sometime. In any case, that's what's going on now. I also will be working on adapting my very first novel, which is pretty good. I'm going to make it better and loosely plan out the rest of the series and turn that into a serial fiction, which is I'm going to publish on Kindle Vella. I'd like to get that up starting no later than June, actually, this year. But I'd like to get this romance book drafted by the end of the month. So if my good laptop isn't back by the end of the month, you'll definitely get a video from me reporting that I actually have that first draft done of what's currently titled Heart Therapy. And on that note, I'm going to ask you for your help. Okay. The concept of the romance book is there's a physical therapist. She's single. Her name is Christy. She works as a physical therapist in a clinic, and she's just turned 30 recently. It's around Christmas time, and she's kind of lonely. She's working with a patient, and in walks, with another physical therapist in the clinic, a guy that she worked with 3 years before because he'd had a knee injury and repair. He's just a couple years older than her. She kind of developed feelings for him a couple years ago, but nothing happened, and it would have been unethical if it did. He was married. And also patient. You can't do that stuff. It turns out that he's no longer married for things I won't spoil here, but he's pretty broken up, and he's in a grieving kind of state. But he's still very kind and sweet, and her feelings come roaring back for him. But unfortunately, he was going to be patient of somebody else, but then he becomes her patient, and even so, it's all unethical to have a romance. And so the conflict is, how can they be together since they're falling for each other when he's her patient and she's got some hangups she needs to deal with, and he's got some grieving and healing to do. So right now it's called heart therapy, which is, play on physical therapy. But anyway, I'm really enjoying it because I really love getting into these characters and really trying to authentically explore how they can move into a place where they can be together, and because their love is real, without shortchanging how authentic that experience needs to be in a shorter romance book. Romance novels, from what I can tell, shouldn't be longer than 60 or 70,000 words. I don't write novels that short, but I'm shooting for 60,000 words. I'm going to actually try to hit 50,000 and call it good, but we'll see how it goes. So it's a good, fun experience. I'd love to get your input on the title. I'm not too married to the idea of heart therapy. I wouldn't mind some help. I'm going to write a few more medical inspired books. So they're just going to kind of be in some series that I'll name something catchy, medical romance books. I don't know. It's a thing. It's part of the industry. So let me know what you think about the title. And please don't just focus on, it's great. Tell me if you have any better ideas. And if your idea is better in your mind, but I don't like it, don't worry about it, man. It's okay. Thank you for tuning in as always. Thanks for your endless support on this channel. And I appreciate all that you do for the world around you. Keep reading and stay upright, my friends.